There are many sizes for window AC units. I chose to make one that is 15 inches high by 24 wide by 22 deep. In 1:24 scale, this will be 0.63 inches by 1.008 by 0.924 inches, which approximately will be 5/8 by 1 inch by 15/16. I will be cutting pieces of styrene using these measurements. For this project, I will be using an X-Acto knife, styrene cement, a styrene sheet. This material comes in different sizes and thicknesses and can be purchased at hobby stores. This one is 0.03 inches thick. I will need a ruler and a pen to make the margins. I will start measuring and cutting the pieces. This strip is 1 inch wide. It is the width of the AC unit. This side is the base of the model. I will be cutting the height at 5/8 of an inch. I will need 2 of these pieces, one for the front and one for the back. Once I have them ready, I will make the top and the bottom. Same width and 15/16 inches high, which is the depth. So far, I have the front, the top and the bottom, and the back. Now, I only need the sides. And I can glue these parts together and then use the structure to measure the sides. As my next step, I will sand the edges of all the parts. The sandpaper I will use is 320 grit. So I square them up and sand. Pretty close at being even. I will sand the other sides and the other pieces as well. Just want to have a quick visual of the parts that are ready. Before I glue them together, I have to work the front and the back. AC units I researched have long horizontal vents, smaller vents at the top, and the controls on one side. I made a rough sketch of the unit I want to build, and I have to draw it on the face of my model. Once I have it drawn on the styrene, I will use the X-Acto knife to make the vents. I will carve the vents using the back of the blade. So I will start drawing the lines. I really did not measure the spacing, but used the ruler to make the lines straight. It looks pretty close to the sketch I made. So now I place the metal ruler on top and start cutting the holes. I made quite a few passes to make the cut. Had to be very careful not to cut outside the boundaries. And I finished the cut freehand. And the same way, I will make the rest of the cuts. For the top vents, I decided to tape the styrene to my cutting board since I was unable to hold it down with a ruler. I marked the vents with the back of the blade, and now that they are deep enough, I can continue freehand. I will continue to cut until I finish the rest of the vents. Now that they are ready, I have one more step for the front, and that is defining the space for the controls. I already have sanded the back, and to clean the vents, I am using a post-it note. The front has been sanded, and I will now work the back. The unit's back is basically a frame with all of this open and the radiator exposed. So what I need to do is cut a hole. Once it has been opened, I will work on the radiator. I will also use the same technique I used to cut the vents. Now that I have the hole ready, I will sand the inside to make it smooth and take off the shavings. And so we have the front and the back done. My next step is to glue the front to the top. I will glue the top to the back of the front so the line cannot be seen when looking at the AC unit from the front. For the radiator, I will use cheesecloth. This is not the tacky one. I got this one in the paint section of the house improvement store. It is the one used to apply stains. And I liked it because it resembled the damaged fins of the radiator. I will glue it to the back of the frame, but first I need to work the cloth. I plan to use diluted glue to make the cloth stiff. On a plate, I put some white glue and water, and with a finger, I mix them together. I took then the cloth and soaked it into the glue. And I waited until it was dry. Once dry, I removed it carefully from the plate. I chose the section I wanted and will be using it for the radiator. But before gluing it to the frame, I have to paint the cloth. For that, I will use an oil-based aluminum color paint. I have to use an oil-based paint since the glue will dissolve in water. To paint the cloth, I use the brush. Once finished, just need to wait for it to dry so I can cut it and glue it to the frame. Now it is dry. I did cut a piece of cardboard from a box. One side is black and this is exactly what I need. I will be using the cardboard behind the cloth and the styrene cutout on top of everything. I need to cut the cardboard and the cloth to fit inside the unit. After aligning the top and the back side, I brushed some model cement to glue them together. The cement melts the plastic and makes the parts stick together. Now that the parts are holding, I will be gluing the front. I will glue the bottom next and use a completed piece to measure and cut the sides. I cut the cardboard and the cloth. The cardboard will be the background of the cloth. I will have to cut them the same size. The cloth is a little larger than the cardboard, so I will have to cut the excess. Once done, I double check they fit inside the unit. I have left one of the sides off so I can work on the inside. And this is the way it would look. I added a piece of black cardboard to the front as well, so the inside cannot be seen through the vents. I will be using a little amount of sticky glue to hold the cardboard in place, and then I will glue the last side. I have to make sure there will be enough space allowed by the cardboard insert to not interfere when gluing the side on the inside. I have to cut this cardboard a little bit more. The other insert is okay, it leaves enough space. So I remove the cardboard and shave it with the scissors. Now it seems like I have enough space, and when I place the side, it will also be held by the cardboard. I will put dabs of the sticky glue on the top and bottom and allow it to dry. I am now ready to complete the unit. Made sure this side was snug. And used modeling cement on the seams. And I am done now with the case. I am missing the knobs, so I'm not quite done. An idea to make the knobs is with a toothpick. So with the X-Acto knife, I take off one of the ends and rather sand it while I can. and I will cut a small piece from the body of the toothpick. I use my fingers to prevent the piece to fly into oblivion. And check if the size is right. Before gluing it to the unit, I will paint it, and I still need to make a second one. Now that I have both knobs, I will use a Sharpie to color them. Using tweezers, I will hold the knob and apply a tiny bit of super glue to the wooden knob to attach it to the styrene. Carefully place it towards the top of the control area, but center horizontally. I will be attaching the second knob below the first one. And there we have it. Our AC unit is almost done. I made this part of the video the longest, since for me, weathering has been one of the most difficult techniques to learn. My next step is to weather the unit, since it has been exposed to the elements for some time. For starters, I will use real rust. This rust is made by soaking steel wool pads in water until the water evaporates and dries completely. The result is a brittle rusted pad that can be crushed with a popsicle stick. To make it drip and run, I will use rubbing alcohol. I took a little rust and placed it on a plastic lid. Add the alcohol. and use a brush to wet the rust. Then, I painted mostly along the edges from the side that will be hanging out the window. I used some on the radiator as well. And this is the result. Next step will be to use pastel colors. Now that it's dry, I have chosen a brown pastel to add color to the rust. Using a carving tool, I scratch a bit directly onto the styrene. Using a brush, I start dusting the power on the AC unit. and also a little on the back. To fix the pastel, I take some alcohol with a brush and dab on the color. As a final step, I will be adding some decorations to the front. Using aluminum colored Testors paint and a toothpick, I will take a little paint from the mouth of the bottle and simulate the brand of the AC. I will also add some dots around the top knob to simulate the settings. and a few more dots at the bottom to simulate writing. And here is the finished mug.